Hey folks, Steve Bliskus with Mount Comfort RV. Today I want to bring to you one of the most unique pieces of, actually I want to call it gear on the market today. We've got the Cricket trailer, developed by a NASA architect. It's very, uses a lot of space age components here. Same kind of stuff that's used on the space station, this composite aluminum on the outside. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. One thing, you look at the Cricket trailer, you ask, well, what is it? Why? If you're asking that question, you probably just don't get it. This is, like I said, this is a piece of gear. This isn't something you're going to a big campground in, go and swim in, you know, at the regular pool. I mean, you may do it occasionally, but this is made to get out there, get out to the outdoors, take your bikes, your kayaks, take the kids, really get back to nature. That's what this is for, in an absurdly high quality piece of equipment. I've not seen anything of this caliber in this price range ever. But let's kind of start out front and just go over a little bit of the front of the Cricket trailer. Right now, what you do is you've got a 2-inch ball hitch right here, okay? Manual crank, just easy, very easy right here. And you've also got a little level right here, and it's just got a little bubble that you get in the center and you know your level, very simple. We do have it optioned up with the front storage box. This is a standard model for the Cricket. The sport model is a black color, and we will get that pictures to you shortly. If you take a look up front, we've got a video on how to open and close this the right way, but you'll just kind of see the very nice looking yet functional, because you see I opened up a Coke bottle here and it sprayed all over me, but it is a bottle opener just to make sure if it's carbonated you haven't shook around in the car for a while. But your outdoor shower setup, your mix valve here, and then your attachment right here. Right, and the hot water heater on this, it is 100% 12 volt. It is 2.5 gallon, and you have 12 gallons of fresh water capacity underneath. Moving over to the side, one thing, you know, just it's built so much different than any. I hate that it's not an RV, but that's what I have to compare it to, because we are a very large RV dealer here at Mount Comfort RV. But this is very different. There's no latch here. There's no friction hinge door. If you'll come over here, you'll see when this thing attaches, you just kind of let go. And that might have been a little quick. I'm gonna do it again. Just let go and you're in. It's that easy. Very high quality, made to last. If you can take a look right here in the door hinge, you can see that composite aluminum on the outside, styrofoam rated at R6 on the inside, and then the composite aluminum again for the inside of your trailer. There's no plywood on these walls, nothing like that whatsoever. Full 100% composite aluminum with additional structural supports of the aluminum inside. Now, if we take a look, and man, I'm disappointed in myself. I don't have a carabiner on me, or a D-ring, whatever you want to call it, but that's what this is for. You hook up a carabiner, tie a line out, put it on a tree. Now you've got some place to hang clothes. You come back, you got your pack on your back, the door can support it, hang it on there before you go into your camper. Let's take a look right here. We're not going to go in yet, but you'll see front storage step, just storage right there real easily. Comes out, make it a little bit easier to get into the trailer. If we look over here, you'll notice, and I'm just going to raise it up right here, we'll open up and you get inside, seeing from the outside, that's how easily those dual pane windows close. All right, you just lash it in on the inside, but just hear it click and stop. There you go, too easy. But you'll notice right here we've got aluminum wheels on the standard. It sits 12 inches off the ground. The Sport sits 14.5 inches, and we will have some pictures and a video of those differences for you shortly. This can also come in green. We've got it in blue. And you've also got 12 volt outlet here as well, okay? The whole Cricket is built entirely on a 12 volt system. So you're not gonna see 110 outlets here. You just have to get an inverter to do that if you really wanted to, but you can put a fan out there, put lights out there. If you even wanted to bring your fridge from the inside to the outside and plug it in here, you could as well. If you've seen the video Garrett did, the owner of the company back in 2012, does a great job. He sits here and explains what it is, but it's a great place to change your shoes, get out of the shade if the sun's behind you, sit under the optional awning that Cricket has, or even if you put a tarp up there, you can do that as well. Speaking of the tarp, this is my kind of idea. What I would do with my Kelty Noah's tarp is I would either D-ring or carabiner in, whatever you want to call it here, or I'd bowline knot if I want to get a little bit farther out. I tie it in there with all the loop points. I tie it in there, and I would tie it in up there. And I apologize, I don't have it out here to show you. And then I would either get some ground stakes if I didn't have trees nearby, and I'd ground stake it into here, or I'd probably have 20 to 30 feet of 550 cord paracord, or just climbing rope. If you take a look at this telephone pole, I just tie it to here, and you can have a really nice large shading area right when you step out of your Cricket. Let's take a look up top here. I'm sorry, I didn't go over the vinyl here. Excuse me. What you've got is a very breathable vinyl, and you'll notice it Velcros up top right here, and I'm not going to pull it off, but right here, and then under here as well. So if you ever needed to change this out, it's about a 5-minute process. You don't need to take anybody to do it. You can do it yourself. You know, God forbid you're in a big old windstorm and a big old branch twig comes right through there. You could do that. The chances are rare, but it's nice to be able to do things yourself instead of taking them in and take care of your equipment. But you'll see here we have the optional Thule rack. That's how easy it comes off. Just hit the other ones, it'll come off. This is rated at 200 pounds. It's got all my 190-pound frame on it right there. Doesn't work, doesn't feel it at all. You can put 2 bikes on this side, 2 bikes on this side. You can put kayaks up there as well. You can also get the optional Thule storage box up there. So if you're the kind of people that you've got your Subaru, you've got your Pilot, you know, you've got your tow vehicle, and it's not a big old truck with a bed in it, but you just can't take your bikes and your kayaks, well, now you can. That's the great thing about it. This is a toy hauler. It's a piece of gear you can take around as a toy hauler as well. Speaking of tie down points, we've got these back here. You can do it as well. Okay. I'm going to open up the back door. You've also see that you've got, you know, a window back here for airflow. But if you want to open it up, you can do that as well. And then you can sit here, have a little bit of shade yourself. And if we can take a look under here, you'll see more 3-dimensional storage where you can tie lines under here, bungee cord, whatever you need to do, hang some clothes, too easy. I do have the window open, so I'm not going to slam this down. It'll handle it just fine, but like I said, take care of your stuff. You're shut. Once that window's down, you can throw that thing as hard as you want. You're not going to mess with it. We do have 2 rear stabilizer jacks here as well. Okay, to level things out, make it a lot more stable with a single axle. You definitely want that. Or you go to the back, you're going to go like a teeter-totter. Taking a look more at the business end of the Cricket, where all of our connections are at, you've got a Zamp solar power plug right here. The Cricket comes with one 12-volt deep cycle marine grade battery. What that means with the LED lights, with the whole 12-volt system, you can have your fridge freezer combination on, your hot water heater on, you know, run your LED lights just like regular, and you've got 3 days of off-grid use. Oh, water pump as well. So you got completely 3 days of off-grid use. Now, you tie in a solar panel to that, think how long you can go. If you get any sun at all, you've almost got an end of the world type gizmo here, where you can keep stuff cold, you can have lights, you can move it around. But if you're going out in the wilderness for a week, don't worry about any of that. Just get a Zamp solar panel, or even get another battery in there. It'll give you 6 days. Go out and have fun. Forget about the rest of the outside world. Enjoy that stuff. But you'll see right here, we do have a 110 outlet. The Cricket does come with a, an electrical cord, plugs into here. It's got a converter on the inside, so you can charge your 12-volt battery this way. If you do have a power hookup, then you don't have to worry about it. You're charged up the whole time. The Cricket will charge going down the road hooked up to your tow vehicle with 7-way plug, okay? Take a look in here. If you've ever seen RVs, you'll notice this isn't the standard way that these are filled up, but I think it's absolutely ingenious, because here you don't need to actually screw in a hose to fill your freshwater tank. Here, if you have a 7-gallon toter, because you need a little bit more, lift that 7 gallons up with a nozzle, put it in there, fill up your freshwater tank again, or you just put a hose in there. Now, if you have a pressurized connection, put your safe water drinking hose, screw it into here. Make sure you got a pressure regulator to keep it under 35 psi like it says here, and you're good to go with a great supply of water. And this is your vent for your battery. Okay? Just kind of moving over a little bit more. You can't see it right now, but right there on this side, behind the axle just a hair, we've got our 12-gallon fresh water tank. And on the front of the axle, we have our gray water 12-gallon gray tank. And it's kind of hard to see, but if you look under here, there is the release, the spout for the gray tank, and your knife valve is over there. Too easy. Another tie down point. Another window. One thing to note, and it's, people don't believe me till they get in it, the Cricket has openings on all 4 sides. It's made for airflow. You just don't get it with the way even our cars are done, because the front of them just blocked with the windshield nowadays. Our houses, all the RVs I've ever been in, except maybe a pop-up, because it opens up so well, but it doesn't have this kind of roof insulation up top. But what I'm going at is, before you get the optional air conditioner, and we can put that in here, a 5K that'll run off 110, that will not run off the battery. It will need a 110 power supply to go in there, like a house power supply. But before you do that, and you take away the look of this awesome little trailer, and you stop the airflow here, at least come in it, have all the windows opened up, give it a chance and see how it is before you get that air conditioner in there, especially here when you're in the Midwest, Indiana, Ohio, even Kentucky, Tennessee. It is absolutely remarkable how this is engineered, thought out to get that airflow in there and give you that outdoors experience without boxing yourself up like we seem to do every other day in our lives. Looking right in here, what you do here, if you've just got inside, if you want to take in an electrical cord, if you are hooked up and you're out in the winter time, which is probably about my favorite time to go out around here, just because not as many people are out. I like the solitude, I like being able to see far. It's a great time to get the family out there, but it can get a little cold. So if you do have an electrical connection, run it in there, put your space heater in there. Another thing you can get for maybe a little over $100, you get a little Mr. Buddy portable, indoor safe, propane-based space heater. You get the the optional propane extension cord that comes out here, hook it up to a 20-pound propane tank, and you got 5 days of use, and it'll keep that thing nice and toasty in there. Just a wonderful idea, really made to go anywhere. I would probably option up with the propane one because I like being off grid, but if you're close to an electrical source, just use the heater or the electrical one as well. You can also run a fan in there just through that if you had a 110 fan. Let me think. I don't think I'm missing too much on the outside. If I am, I'm sure I'll hit it up later. But let's take a look at the inside and see what the Cricket trailer has to offer in there.